All right, hello everybody. Yeah, today we're just gonna do an idea gen live stream. Looking forward to finding uh, other undervalued and uncovered Japanese stocks. So yeah, let's see where we went off last time. So last time we essentially found three names, but they were cheap. But the thing about the companies were that they were either there's no near-term catalyst for the share price to kind of re-rate. And then there was one company that required further research, which was Sand Holdings. So yeah, let's continue on today and look at other names that we identified that day. So actually, before we do that, let's see if any, because sometimes when you set up a screener, sometimes new names pop up, so that can be interesting. Um, Daikoku Denki's on there too. Okay, yeah, let's just go back to watch list. That's fine. So Hasegawa Company, 5.8 billion market cap, enterprise value of 8 billion, which means they have some debt. Long-term investments of 9.5. I just noticed one thing about Koyfin though is that long-term investments, depending on how it's broken down, actual investment securities could be a much lower figure than the total long-term investment. So this is not a completely accurate figure. So enterprise value, including long-term investments, might not actually be negative 1 billion here. But yeah, dividend yield 4.6%, CAGR the last 5 years 5%. See EBIT margins in the mid-single digits. So low margin business. PE of 6.5 times. PE next 12 months is 21 times. Okay, that's kind of high. So let's figure out why next year will be kind of bad for the company. Price of book is 3.5, so there's definitely some room for it to grow. Share price wise, company doesn't seem to have moved much. Moved around 10% this year, which is quite low. Quite low. Okay, a bit of limited disclosure here. Goes up to fiscal year 2022 here. Okay, so some lack of data for some reason. So what is Hasegawa? Hasegawa engages in Buddhist altar fitting, tombstone, and indoor cemetery businesses in Japan. Oh, interesting. It sells Buddhist altar fittings to approximately 100 directly managed stores and tombstones to cemeteries, temples, and cemeteries, as well as engages in contract sales of indoor graveyards owned by temples. Contract sales of indoor graveyards. Owned by temples. Interesting. Company also operates a dining and cafe as well as sells food and miscellaneous. Okay, that's interesting. That's quite diverse. Number of revenue segments. Take a look at the company. So there's Buddha there. Buddha. I wonder what these figures are. So this is number of stores, store count. Yeah. What is that? Number of gravestones sold, 2,316. Buddhist altar sales. Indoor cemetery sales. I wonder if indoor cemetery is in relation to, because you can have an outdoor grave, right? And you usually buy a plot of land, right? And then you own that piece of land, so you don't have to pay any rent or anything. And then after you pass away, some places allow like 2 caskets and then 5 urns or 2 urns, something like that. So I wonder if this is just like buying like indoor graveyard. What they mean is by like they have shelves, and then on these shelves you have like little boxes, right, where you can situate your ashes in a jar. I wonder if this is like for urns. I wonder. Hey Luke, welcome, welcome. Always nice to have you. Luke says, "Hey, finally caught another live stream." Yes, I'm like a wild Pokemon out there. In my live streams pop up every now and then. What happened here? Oh, was the company delisted and then relisted? Because there's no chance they made zero money. That's kind of interesting. Let me let's see here. Third quarter, second quarter. I mean, stuff for they have stuff for each period. Let me take a look at this one. Strange that they have no revenue. Yeah, there's revenue here. What? 2608, 21.3, right? And then nothing. 24 April 1st until 2025. What? Okay, I'm gonna quickly download this and then see what's up. 8230. Okay, let's see. The company acquired all shares of Gendai Batsudan on October 1st, 2024. As a result, the company will prepare consolidated financial reports from the fiscal year ending March 2025. So are they saying that because they acquired a different company, acquired all shares in Gendai Batsudan, which succeeded the Buddhist altar and Buddhist accessories business held by Yagi Ken through a company split, absorption type split. Currently, as consolidated financial statements have been prepared from the consolidated fiscal year onwards, a comparative analysis of the previous fiscal year and end of the previous fiscal year has not been performed. Okay, so if I'm understanding this properly, potentially because of the acquisition previous periods are not comparable, so now it's reported 0 temporarily. And if we look at the revenues, let's see, 21228, and then let's see, 2024, 2130, 21228. I mean, this doesn't look. I mean, that doesn't make much sense. Still. Let's look at revenues real quick. Okay, let's see. Hasegawa. So they have Buddhist altars and gravestones. So East Japan and Western Japan total. Okay. Let's see here. East Japan is around 6%. Western Japan a little bit more profitable, around 8%. Indoor cemetery. Oh, very good margins on indoor cemetery. Yeah. Eating and drinking is a break-even business, so potentially they serve food to attract people to their yeah. Modern Buddhist altar. What does that mean? And that's losing money. Interesting. So in terms of actual profitability, Buddhist altars is the most profitable business because 1.2 billion is coming from this business. Yeah, and then in terms of total revenue, also East Japan business, Buddhist altars are also the largest. Interesting. I want to see. Okay, yeah. So not exactly 9.6 billion in long-term assets because investment assets because investment security is only 664. Retirement benefit assets, business guarantee, sales deposit, sales deposit. Oh, I think what this is has to do with the business model. So in the business model, potentially some customers pay up front, right? So like when someone passes away, they might have to put some down payment on land or something like that. So that's sales deposit, but that's money ultimately has to be returned back to the customer, right? So unless the sales deposit turns into sales in the future. What is their sales? What are their sales? Okay, 21.3. 21.3. So if they have 21.3 and they have 3.3 billion in sales deposit, that actually makes sense. Deposit, long-term deposit. Then what is a steady state sales deposit, right? Because if they consistently, because people consistently pass away, right? So if people consistently pass away, then there's gonna be consistent amounts of sales deposits potentially. So it's kind of like an insurance company where like they have a consistent flow to work with potentially, and they can reinvest that flow, like an interest-free loan, basically, short-term interest-free loan. That's hard to tell. Harder to tell. Business guarantee. Wonder what this one could be. 3318. Asking ChatGPT, what this is. It refers to is a type of security deposit under JGAAP. It refers to guaranteed deposits provided to exchange or business counterparties. Typical cases include deposits required under real estate lease contracts. Oh, okay, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That does not count. I mean, it'll be returned to you eventually, but the thing is, when you lease another property, you're gonna have to, get rid of that too. They have to pay the security deposit. So I just look at it as a security deposit essentially. So in a sense, it is cash because it will get returned to you. So unless the company decides to buy whatever they're renting, this will not drop. This will stay the same or go higher. Yeah. Some securities, retirement benefit assets, the sales deposit. I'm gonna quickly double check these two items here. Hanbai Hoshokin. This is a deposit paid or sometimes received in connection with sales transactions often required by counterparties, wholesalers, retailers, agencies. Manufacturer may require a sales agent to deposit money as collateral to secure payment obligations. Conversely, a company may have to lodge such a deposit with a business partner in order to start selling through them. If paid out, record as an asset, typically under investments and other assets. Guarantee money, that's sales guarantee deposit, and then there is guaranteed money deposited. A broad category is security deposits provided to third parties, usually in relation to real estate lease contracts, utility contracts, and merchant transaction guarantees. Key money, security deposits given to landlords for space. Let's see. How do we think about these two items as they relate to funeral homes, altar, Buddhist altar, and gravestone companies in Japan? Let me just double check their categories because they don't just do those two things. Buddhist altars and gravestones, indoor cemetery, okay. Altar, is that spelled? Hakushin. No good finds yet today. We're going at it. We're trying to see if there's anything. We don't know yet. Hopefully. So in terms of okay, Great question. Let's ground these terms in actual business models of Japanese funeral homes, business alternatives, or retailers, and indoor cemetery operators. Retailers, Buddhist altars, gravestones, and even funeral service packages often sell through large shopping centers, franchise chains, or consignment type arrangements. To secure these sales channels, a manufacturer wholesale may require a sales guarantee deposit from the retailer, ensuring that the retailer will settle accounts and not default. Conversely, a retailer might pay a deposit to secure exclusive rights to sell within a department store or temple's premises. I don't know if that's a hallucination or not. Hmm. Wait, but then how are they different from, there's three. There's business security deposit, there's sales security deposit, and then there's other like deposit. Uh, so many security deposits, but then there's an asset. Temporary asset that someone else is holding on to. Okay, so this company may not be as cheap as I initially thought. So let's go back to the so 2.5 billion, 2.4 billion in cash, and then 650 investment securities. So I just mainly use those ones. Um, Current market cap 5.86. Let's see here. So they have 2.5 and then 0.65 investment securities, and then debt. I need to convert the Q1 to get that. Okay. Oh, also, this is the Hakushin. I think this is Hakushin is has a YouTube channel, and he covers anime music. So you guys, if you like anime piano covers, go and check him out. Okay, so yeah, then borrowings 0.375, long-term borrowings 1.3. So let's say 1.7. Let's call that. Long-term borrowings 3.17. Yeah, 1.7, 4.8. 4.8. Okay, so 4.8 billion in debt. Um, 4.8. Then they have 2.6. So let's see here. They have Yeah, market cap of 5.8, 4.8 in debt, so that's like 9 point, sorry, that's 10.6, 10.6 minus cash of 2.6. What is that? Yeah, 2.5. So let's see, 10.6, 2.5, 8.1, 8.1. And then if we include investment securities, that's like a 7.4. Okay, 7.4. And then you're welcome, Hakushi. Yeah, so full year 22.8, 700 is 700. So if they have around, say 8.1, right? That's over 10 times. That's like almost 12 times EV/EBIT. And on a PE basis, let's see, 5.6 on 480, 15 times. It's not that cheap. No, not that cheap. If for something that doesn't have really high profit margins, it doesn't look that great. So 700 on 228. 2,800. 1% is 228. So 3%. No, these are really bad margins. I put this in too hard pile. Yeah. Okay, next. Saying value trap without enough bad bags. Value trap with low margins. Not even a value trap. Just let's see. Applied company. What do they do? Applied company sells computers, peripherals, and digital products in Japan. Very competitive. It is also involved in planning, development, manufacture, sales, and wholesale of private brand PCs and digital products. In addition, the company engages in procurement, advertising, sell products of other manufacturers. Further, it provides network system construction, maintenance. Oh, I think I've seen it. Wait, this sounds very familiar. 3020. Give me one sec. I think I looked at it before. I think someone might have brought it up. Yeah, 3020 right here. So what's the case with 3020? 3020. Oh, a lot of cash. So let's see. Yeah, very little debt, boatload of cash. Oh, decent ROE. EBIT margins, 5%. Okay, but what's the price now? So 3685 is what the formula is. 3900. What? 3685, 3900. Okay, so price has gone up roughly almost 10%. So what are the figures now? So 6 times PE, 2 times. Okay, so very cheap. Very cheap. And if I did this, let's see, did I create a tier list for this? Did I apply it onto a 3020? Oh, I put it as a B. I put it as a B. If I were to guess what my conclusion might be, let me take a look real quick. Profitability wise, okay, low margin business. Yeah, I guess probably low margin business without much room for revenue growth, or they're selling a very undifferentiated product. Oh, revenues have gone. Third party vendor. Might be some issues in terms of how they're distributing their dividends. What's the dividend? 2.5 to 6%. Are they performing buybacks? Let's see here. So let's go to cash flow statement. Repurchases of common stock. So they've done none according to Koyfin. Yeah, so lower price. So at a higher price, I think. Actually, what period did I look at that company? 3020 looked at it at Q1, and we're still at Q1. And it was August. Okay, yeah. So there's no new filing yet. So I'd say I would trust my former analysis on the company, especially since the price has gone up. So we can just move on. Screens. I watch this. Okay, so value trap. Without enough buybacks, so the margins are okay. It's like 5%, but probably not enough Buybacks or dividends, probably the case. Okay, FJ Next Holdings. We have 53 billion. 53 billion yen. Enterprise value, some more cash, net cash. Barely any long-term investments. Okay, that's fine. Dividend 3.45%. EBIT margins. Oh, higher EBIT margins. Higher EBIT margins. Higher net income margins. Nice. PE 7 times. PE next almost 74 times. Wow. EV EBIT 4 times. Okay, so somehow next year, a 0.7 times price to book. That's pretty good. So let's take a look at why next year they're not generating much return. So 1621, 1200 before. Now it's at 1600. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, what does the business do first? Let's take a look. FJ Next Holdings engages in the planning, development, sale, and brokerage of real estate properties in Japan. It operates in 4 segments: real estate development, real estate management, construction, and Japanese inn. The company is also involved in the development of condos, resorts, real estate management activities, design, construction, and renovation of building and attached homes, construction management and consulting business, and operation of inns under the Itoyuki-te and other brands. In addition, it engages in non-life insurance agency business, restaurant business, cottage age management operations, the provision of financial services such as loans. Okay, interesting. Lots of different businesses, but primarily real estate focused. Margins have gone down over the years, but still quite positive. What's the culprit here? SG&A has gone down too. So gross profit margins have gone down over the years from 25% to around 20%. So even though SG&A has gone down, gross profit has gone down at a higher rate than SG&A has gone down. So that's where we're seeing the differential. Let's see, what's the story of the company in terms of cash? So, market cap. Oh, market cap has gone up. Cash, consistent buildup of cash. Debt levels have remained consistent, has gone up for a period of time, and it delevered quite successfully. Very nice. 21 billion enterprise value. 30. Let's fill in the latest quarter. Let's see. Okay, so 10 billion in net cash right now. 10 billion net cash on 53, so 43 billion of enterprise value, which is quite high. Mr. PE multiples historically. 5 times, 6 times. Okay. 5, 6 times for PE. Is there any analyst estimates? Let's see. None. So what's the company guiding? They're guiding something. They're guiding a terrible next year, basically, for some reason. Life with a dream. Life with a dream. So inspiration. Let's see, do they have English? Oh, they do have English. Nice. Life with a dream. FJ Next progresses all of our stakeholders with Life of a Dream in order to assist in the realization of your dreams. Wow. I guess it's a lot of people's dreams, I guess, to own a property. Oh yes, English finally. Woohoo. Okay, so let's see. For the fiscal year, dividends. Oh, dividends gone down. Oh, no. Blended basis has gone up by 2 yen. Okay, so 125, 9600, 96. Okay, so on 43, remember the calculation was around 43 billion enterprise value, so that's only 4 times. And then PE wise, they're forecasting 6.6 on 53. 6.6 on 53 is going to be roughly less than 9 times, like 8 times? Roughly 8 times? Roughly 8 times. Right, so then why is it saying 54 times? That doesn't, that doesn't make sense, bro. Unless the last period something was up, something they said last year. Let's see, let's take a look at this one. We can give it a Hasegawa now. Yeah, something over here. No, same thing. Nothing has changed. No, no forecast change. What? Let's take a look at the units. Make sure the units are right. Let's see, millions of yen. Yeah, and the units are correct. Huh. Okay. So yeah, I'm not understanding. I'm not computing here what is going on. But this is worth diving deeper into. So let's create a profile for this company. 8935. Which company is this? Okay, 8935. We have FJ Next Holdings. 8935. Last quarter was Q1. Share price is 1621. 621 shares outstanding. Nice. Okay. Dividend. What's the dividend? 56, correct? 56. No, that's not bad. 3.5%. Cash deposits 28 billion. Notes and operating accounts receivable. No. Real estate for sale. Real estate for sale in progress. Okay, so they need a lot of cash essentially to run their day-to-day operations. So working capital needs are high. Investment securities 305. Okay. Current portion of long-term loans payable. Notes and accounts payable. This sounds like debt. Long-term loans payable. Yeah, I think given its business model, likely. Long-term loans payable 11850. Long-term accounts payable. Defined benefits payable. Long-term lease and guarantee deposit. Deposited. Long-term deposits received. Interesting. Lease and guarantee deposit. I wonder if that's like them renting out something and then they get a deposit and then this is a liability because eventually they have to pay that person back, but then on their balance sheet they can invest that to something. So 3995. earnings. Okay, very positive return earnings, meaning they've been generating shareholder value. 7395, 0.7 times price to book. NCIs, none. Okay. Cool. Now we will fill out the annual. Times, okay. And then the forecast is interesting. So revenue has been growing by 12 billion a year. So EBIT margin is expected to decline for some reason. So we're gonna have to figure out why. Not a lot of depreciation. 358. CapEx, not a lot. Time deposits. Let me double check historically what the depreciation has been. Not a lot. Not a lot. Pretty low. 360. Let's call it 360. That's fine. CapEx. Investing. CapEx. Yeah. Cash acquisition 2 billion. Investment in market securities 5. 5. 5. It must have sold. What the hell? Oh, that was just deposit. Yeah, because this basis their CapEx is really low. I'm very curious how they can keep it so low. Wait, around 6 times cash flow, 4.5 times EV EBIT, 8 times PE, somewhere around those names. Now then the question is, can revenue continue growing? Wow, okay, revenue has been growing, stagnated and then grown some more. And then what's looking to happen is that the revenue continue to grow. Okay, so then the question is then how will revenue, okay. How will revenues continue to grow? Profitability wise, let's see. Can margins decrease gross profit margins? Okay, what led to decline? Do they have a presentation? Nice. Okay, let's see. Broke a previous record by achieving the highest net sales in history, sold 3,249 units, achieving a new record in the real estate development business, which is our main business. For the construction business, a good number of condo construction orders have recently been received. Achieved a market-leading supply and sales performance through consistent services in purchasing, sales, and management. Considerably increased real estate for sale and process. Number one in the metropolitan area investment type condo supplier market for the 5th year in a row. Received the Excellent Business Award at the 14th Excellent Business Awards. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, sales increased, but profitability hasn't increased substantially. Considerable increase in real estate for sale and process. Real estate development business. Sales went up 16%, segment profit went up 0.4%. Not great. Construction business, let's see here. The sales dropped 22%, segment profit dropped 23%. Still profitable on 7, so 4% margins, roughly. Real estate management business. Okay, this one's really good. This one definitely has operating leverage. So sales went up 5.8%. Segment profit increased 10. Good. Japanese in business is not very profitable. 1% segment profit margin. Oh, building management and rental unit management. Okay. 53 billion. 1.2. 1.2. This will scale very well. Interesting. What's the share price been? Let's take a look again. Been at 1200, right? 1 point. Let's take a look. What happens if I challenge to 1200? Ooh, that is a great price. That is a great price. I wish I could get it in that price. 4.7% yield. see, 10%. Damn, that is nice. May hit even 1100 at one point. What? Okay, I like this. So I like this for a few reasons. Number one, it's cheap. P is really low. Has a decent dividend yield. Of course, right now the price is a bit high. Oh, we don't really know that, but it's fairly valued. So what we have to look at for is this is definitely that's worth doing further, way more further research on, because you have a couple funnels here, right? You have a very profitable, um, excuse me, you have a very profitable real estate management business, right? With managed condos and managed rental units. Okay. Now, in my analysis of shared income before, when you have a real estate development arm, what you do is essentially you funnel, even if this is completely zero profit, let's say for example, of course it's not right now, but by building these properties, you basically funnel them into your real estate property management business, which is high margin, right? So you make some chunk from building, from construction, right? This is not bad. This is 8%. Not great that there's no operating leverage, meaning that they revenues will increase 16%, but segment profit only increased 0.4%, which isn't quite good. But you have to think about it like, hey, let's say they generate a project that adds 16 billion, right? And that added barely any profit. What does that do for them in the long run if they're able to funnel that property with, let's say, lot of units? Like, let's say it adds like 3,000 units, for example, right? If it adds 3,000 units, and think about like the stable income that it can provide in terms of segment profit for that company, right? Construction business, Japanese in business. Yeah, not a great business model here. But yeah, this is what I would look for. I would look for, I would analyze what's their development pipeline look like, and then how good of a job do they do in funneling these properties into their management business, and if that is the case, you get to a point where basically, you get really high quality recurring earnings and sales from the property management business. Um, of course, construction or real estate development is going to be less sort of predictable. Um, yeah, 3,249. So I would need to chart out exactly, sorry, Excel and fill in historically, what these numbers are and how they've trended upwards. All right. Yeah. So yeah, requires more research, but general impressions are pretty decent. I would give this. Man, if I get 1,200, that's a great price. 1,200. Right now, it's not bad. 3.5%, and these multiples are not bad. We have to potentially look at what the other comps are trading at. What are other comps trading at? But this is pretty good price. If it ever drops to 1,200, I think it's a no-brainer. Yes, because of you get dividend yield protection. You get price to book upside from buybacks. Actually, I would look at if they announce anything in terms of buybacks, what they're going to do. Actually, do that right quick. Corporate governance, buyback, repurchase, acquisition, shares. I'll just do dividend because usually it's in the same area as dividend. Okay, dividend. Increase 2 yen by 8 yen compared to ordinary dividend. Okay. Nothing else? Nothing else, bro? Governance. That's it. Yeah. If they were to repurchase shares, I think it would go up even more. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly why the price has suddenly gone up, but yeah, it would be interesting to figure that out. Okay, that's it for now. I have to go back home to have dinner, but then I'll come back and then do another live stream. So it was good. We were able to find one that was pretty decent. I would give this either like an A minus or a B plus, depending on what my research shows. But yeah, this is definitely something you can put on your watch list and do more further research. So yeah, that's it for the live stream for now, and I will be back later today. All right, peace out.